I had everyone took a little sip of my tea, cup of tea, and let's have a long go, as it does. You've all gone through that, comes down the wrong go. Anyway, salute. It's bloody hot as well. Got a great show tonight. Got this fella on. Spare with, spare with me on this. Got Jamie on. Yeah, Jamie. Jamie, be on. Look at that. What he said was, smash the like, subscribe, and share the video right now, guys. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you so much. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are on planet Earth, says the red bird. John Conway. Hi, Frank. Yeah, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about all these bloody rumours again, about everything. About everything. Rumours that we're going to get this kudos fella for 80 million. 80. And the Darwin rumours won't go away. The Darwin rumours won't go away. I'm going to ask the question, would you keep Darwin? Because apparently Barca are after him, but they can't afford him. You know that. And not only Barca, but also Chelsea. Chelsea is supposed to be in for him. Think about it. Even in Frank says Charlie would. Even in Charlie. George said, good evening to you, Frank. Hope you're well. Yes, thank you. With the haircut. Yes, little haircut. And Captain Sal. Even in Frank, even in Captain. Captain Sal. Great name, that. If the right money comes, get rid of Darwin, says Youssef. Says Youssef. If you don't want to be there, I don't want him here, says Darryl Merry. The Mbappe story, yes. And the Jude story. And the Shumani story. Isn't going away. No, it's not, Charlie. It's not going away. Youssef says he's just not good enough for us, unfortunately, says Youssef. Even if Frankie Boy stays, says Steve LFC. Even in Stevie. Jamie said, I'll be there soon. Okay. Can't wait. And Ali Noose, evening, Chef Frank. Ali, I got my new telly in today, and the two delivery boys were Romanian. We were talking a little bit of. He was quite surprised that I knew about Romania. They were very surprised. They went, wow. So I had to tell them what it was. Darryl Merry, Lloyd Kelly, incoming. Captain Sal Nunez, top priority. Youssef, most of his goals have come from the Europa League. And Ali laughs at me. I will keep Darwin for one more season, says John Conway. Chris says, support all your players, ignore the gossip. Exactly. A lot of delivery boys in England from Romania, I think you're right. Two of them together. They were nice lads, though, I've got to admit. They were really nice. And did the TV turn on this 60? Yeah. You know what? It was so phony the other day. I knew that it was. I knew. They must have just said, "Look, say, get that out there to him," because we promised him with, and he's paid all this money for it, and also paid a big empty delivery thing. But anyway, I just knew that it would be faulty. And they were nice lads. I'm talking about the Romanians. I'm talking about the other lads the other day. So I'm going to cancel it, if it doesn't come on this time. But anyway, it's all made up, and that's all that I want. So it is, Steve, it turns on okay. Great as well, great picture. A lot of our fans are so split on this, says Darrell. Yeah. You're talking about the Darwin? Yeah. Ali Noose. If we sell Nunez and Diaz, we will lose a lot of pace, skill, aggression in the team. That's a powerful one. That's a very powerful one. And Chris says, Youssef, did you see Darwin's goal versus Real Madrid or at Newcastle? The brace, the two at Newcastle. Yeah, his goal against Real was absolutely brilliant. He scored a very similar one. I forget who it was against. Very similar. So it wasn't a one-off. What Darwin did. And don't forget, the Scousers love him. That's why they sing his name, chant his name. Steve, you never walk alone. If the right offers come in for Canate, Diaz, Nunez this summer, sell them. That's what Steve says. And Charlie says, Darwin isn't going for the right money. Barcelona aren't going to pay if they think he's a flop. Go and buy FSG. They won't use the money on better players. There you go. So there's always something, you know what I mean? Steve says, was it a Samsung by any chance? I've got a Sony. I've got a Sony. I got that. No. God knows what my other one is. It's all banged up as well now. It's all banged up. In the box that came, I said, can I have that? And he said, yes. So I made them put the broken one in that box because my daughter wants to get it fixed. She said, have it. My ex-job workmate in Liverpool, 5 years as a delivery guy, says Ali Noose, our Romanian friend. All here, aren't they? All our Romanians. We don't mind them, though, the Romanians. George said, a proposal of transfers, I think Vinicius Jr. will be unsettled when Mbappe signs for Madrid. He has been subject to vile racist abuse also. I'd love him at Liverpool, so would we all. But it's a matter of paying top money. And you know us, we don't pay top money for anyone. If you would have been paying top money, Jude Bellingham would have been here and shoeing. Believe that. Never mind, like what Ed's saying and all that. I want to go to Real Madrid and that. Yeah. I want to go to Real Madrid. Yeah, okay. Sorry about this, boys and girls. Darwin stays, and so does Salah. Not sure about Diaz, though, says the Redbird. they're good points, actually, that's what he's coming over. I want a marquee signing, none of this basement bull, says Darrell. There you go. And Youssef replies to Chris. He says, I have, he's talking about the goals against Real Madrid, the goal against Real, and the two against Newcastle. He says, I have, but how often do we see these moments from him? Good answer. Don't know why fans want to sell players. The money just goes into Fenway pockets. They were waiting on 5.1 billion. 5.1 billion. Steve, Barca are not signing Nunez. Why? They are more skint than Everton. I never said they were more skint than but that is the unfair law. Excuse me, but they haven't got any money. The only way that they could do it is a swap deal plus cash. And that's, I think, for that young Pedri. Pedri's brilliant, by the way. It reminds me of a young gamer who played for Valencia years ago. Fantastic player. And I would have loved him at Liverpool. And Rafa was coming to Liverpool. I said, I hope he signs this Aymar. Never did on him. Never got him. I'm feeling, good evening. Where have you been? I'm feeling, come on. We've missed all the pints and all the love and the hearts and the Scotches. Scotches. I'm feeling, evening, Frank and Chat says, lead the whiz kid. Hiya, Lee. Right. I'm going on. I've got to go home. Oh, look at this. The red bear say, I'm feeling all back. This is the best news I've had all week. Hope you're good, bro. Not nice. Isn't that nice? Jacob.
Evening.
Are you okay?
I'm okay. Hope you are.
Yeah. And we've got Jamie Phillips coming on. We've got Jamie coming on. We've got the Lost Shankly boy coming on as too, so which is good. We've got him. You know that he's going to be late. You know that, don't you? A little late. He said that he'll be in it, and when he gets in, he just comes straight on. So that's good. That's good. Jamie said that he'll be just a tad late. He must be over enough for the putting the kids to bed.
Can you all hear me tonight, Frank?
What you say?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, where are you? You're in a submarine or something?
No, I've got the tablet Jason got me.
Oh, right. Oh. Taken off you.
Yeah, I got it.
That's what wives do, you see. You can't argue with wives, or she'll just take you over the head with your tablet. Now we can hear you anyway, that's the main thing. I'm going to ask you anyway, you know, these rumours about Darwin, it's really gathering pace about selling him. And there's two teams now that are vying for the signature. One we've discussed, which is Barca, who's got no money. Excuse me. And the other is Chelsea. What do you think of that?
Well, Chelsea, I don't think Chelsea will be able to do it either because they're in a lot of financial difficulty. They've got to find 200 million, so don't think they're going to sign him either.
Is
PSG.
Was that Darrell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God blimey, who was I talking to? He was talking to me then. Was that you, Darrell, talking to me?
Yeah.
God, I was talking to JK.
Oh, sorry.
JK's laughing with his head up.
Oh, that's too funny. For me, Darwin, he stays. I love the guy, man. He's one of my favorite players at the club, and I think the time and energy us fans are put into Darwin, I think he deserves to just stay here and just. It takes time sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
It's taken him a little bit longer, but he ain't had a bad season. He's only had a bad month. April was a bad month for the whole club, and he sort of suffered in that time. Him and Salah, for example. So I have no problems with Darwin staying. You know, the way fans are nowadays.
Give him another season.
I'll give him another season, no problem. Why not? You know, like if you're gonna go and get Isaac, for example, he's gonna cost you 90 million. And who says he's gonna be hitting the form he's got at Newcastle with us? So everything's a gamble nowadays in football. But for me, I'm a big fan of Darwin. It's embarrassing seeing fans sort of moaning about him all the time. Like what? Instead of moaning, it's just support him for once. See what that difference makes, you know.
I've just got to send this. I'm sending a message to Jürgen Klopp.
Keep Darwin, yeah.
Yeah, and I said I can't get any sense out of the panel here. I said I was asking JK a question, and then I heard another voice, and I didn't know it was Jürgen, and it was Darrell. So he's just sent a reply saying, "That's funny, that."
Yeah, but look at the clubs that Darwin's sort of been linked to, Barca and Chelsea. Come on.
Exactly.
I don't want to see him in a Chelsea shirt. Never want to see him in a Chelsea shirt. No way.
No, absolutely not. I will play Darwin, says Chris Tix. I will play Darwin on the left coming in to shoot with Diogo. And centre forward, best goal poacher should play central. That's what he says about Diogo Jota. Why big clubs want Nunez, says Ali Nus. Barcelona have the best scouts and they want Nunez. They are not stupid. So he's agreeing with you there, Ali Nus. JK the defector.
Why?
Oh yeah, look, the defector now. It's Jamie, look.
We're all family here.
Look, he's got his earphones on. Oh, I hope he's put his Hoover down, because he's been hoovering up and putting the kids to bed. And there he is. Going to bring him in now. There he is, the man. Hey, Jamie.
Hello. You all right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you finish your hoovering up and you?
I had to help sort the kids out.
I don't know he'd be doing that anyway. But just saying there, Jamie, I'm glad you've come in there, because I was going to ask you the last as well. You know, the rumours about Nunez, going, and not going, but the rumours coming in that Barca wants him, and also Chelsea are in for him.
Yeah.
So what do you say?
With Barcelona, I've said it time and time again. I think Darwin Nunez would actually do really well in Spain. I think the way he plays suits Spanish football, and I think he'd actually be a really good player out there. Yeah. I also said last year when we got Darwin and everyone was criticising him, I said, like, if Darwin was put up for sale tomorrow, big clubs would be interested in him. You'd be quite shocked because he has got a profile around Europe. Darwin's just... He's a weird one to me, I ain't gonna lie. He is a weird one. I don't know if he's going to ever be good enough. I don't think any of us do. There's no proof in it yet. But I wouldn't sell him just yet either at the end of the day either. I wouldn't sell him either just yet because I want to see what he's like under a different manager as well. I want to see how his game might be different. His game might change. I'm not sure. I just want to see. They're saying, look, Darwin's got stuff in his game. There's no doubt about that. He's still very raw. I mean, his first touch is abysmal at times. His movement off the ball in the box is excellent. His movement against the shoulder of a defender is terrible. That's why he's offside all the time. If you can just get Darwin and, I don't know, one-on-one coach him or something like that and get in his head that you have got ability, there's something about you that a lot of European teams love and know about you. We need to get this out of you because we believe there's something in there. Then I'm willing to give it another go, no doubt about it. I don't think he's...
Yeah, you've always said that though, Jamie. You've always said that there's something there.
There is something there. That's why people like Barcelona and Chelsea are looking at him, because there is something there about him. Look, I personally don't think he's ever going to be an elite goal scorer because I think you're born to be an elite goal scorer. I think you just got something in you to be like that. You know, like Robbie Fowler you could blindfold Robbie Fowler and he could put the ball in the corner of the goal. Do you know what I mean? Because he's born to do it. You know, and Alan Shearer, people like this, Van Nistelrooy, you know, proper finishers. But he does score goals at the end of the day. He does score goals. I just think 20 Premier League goals in 2 seasons for a striker, for me, still not good enough. Especially because he's playing for Liverpool. We create so many chances. It's not like he's not getting chance after chance after chance. He's getting lots of chances. He should be having a better Premier League goal scoring tally. But as you say, I wouldn't let him go. I want to give him another year at least. You know,
well,
that'd be 3 years then.
Jamie, what if he, like, you know, now, let's get the scenario. What if he scored 22 Premiership goals now, you know, with a couple of games to go? Would you say, no, we can't afford to sell him?
If he could score, with Darwin's ability, right? Darwin should be getting 20 plus Premier League goals alone every single season. At the moment, he's on 11 Premier League goals.
Yeah.
Now, that's not good enough. We can't pretend it's not. That's not good enough. He's got ability should be getting 20 goals a season in the Premier League alone because of the chances Liverpool create for him and the opportunities he does have in front of goal. So that's why I'm like, there's something there. Let's give it another year. That'll be 3 years then. And if nothing's going to come out on the 3rd year, then I think you have to cut your ties and go, right, it's not going to quite work out where we want him to be. You know, it's not going to happen in the 4th year or the 5th year. Then we cut our ties. But I'm willing to knock all the transfer stuff on the head and give him 1 more year because, as I said there, I think next season he will score goals. I just don't know if he'd be the Premier League finisher that we all want him to be. That's what we want him to be, don't we? We want him to be 20, 25 goals in the Premier League alone every year. And if he did that, you know, we'd be winning things. So, yeah. So I'm willing to keep him a year, and yeah, I wouldn't be selling. I'll be getting rid of other forwards over Diaz this year, over Darwin this year. I'll be getting rid of Diaz before I'm getting rid of Darwin.
Okay, I'll put this other question to you and the lads, by the way. You mentioned one of Liverpool's great goal scorers there, Robbie Fowler. Would you bring him in to coach him in front of the goal, Robbie?
Yeah, I would. Look, I don't know why Liverpool don't have more speciality coaches right now. I think we should. Like, we don't have a set piece coach, which is just mad. You know, the different set piece coach. I would have. Look, we've got a specialist goal kicker coach in Taffarel. Like, he basically brought him along, didn't he? So I would, I would have like a forward coach. I believe, didn't Fowler do something a few years ago? Under was it in the early? I can't remember when it was, but he did some coaching a few years ago for Liverpool, and he took a few of the forwards and all that. But I think he was trying. Yeah. Look, if you can ask Robbie Fowler to come in and be the striker coach, I mean, it depends if the players are up for it. If does Mo want to listen to Robbie Fowler scoring goals when Mo will go like, I'm like fifth all-time goal scorer and I'm about to overtake you? Would I listen to him? But I think Darwin needs some one-on-one serious coaching. I think personally, a lot of it's mental with Darwin and not physical. I think a lot of it's mental to do with him. I think he's very erratic. And I think if you can mentally calm Darwin down a bit and get in his head a little bit, because he's extremely emotional as well, ain't he? You can see by the way, way he reacts, with his with his Instagram stuff and all that. That's very emotional driven. And I just feel like if you can get someone in maybe to coach him mentally, maybe like like a Steve Peters or something like that, like Ronnie O'Sullivan has. Like Ronnie don't need coaching because he's the greatest of the great, but he has Steve Peters around for his mental side of it to get him calm, put him in the air. Maybe something like that for Darwin. You might get something out of him. Maybe I look at it because the physical traits are there. He's big, he's pacey, he's quick, he's athletic. He's got a lot to his game in modern football. He's just missing something.
Just missing a little thing, isn't it? But that little thing is vital.
He's like a steak. He's like a steak with no butter. Do you know what I mean? That's what he is.
Yeah.
It's like a steak with no butter. It's a steak. You eat it, but if it had a bit of saint on it, it takes it to the next level. Do you know what I mean?
No, absolutely. I'm going to ask JK. Would you go along with what Jamie said there about bringing it? It's like a Taparel. When Ali's the best goalkeeper in the world, yet he brought him along to still coach him. What do you think? What Jamie's just said, JK, about bringing in a coach just for him, psychological as well.
Evening, Jamie.
Evening, mate.
I believe what it is with this guy is he sort of was on top of his game before he got injured. Then in that time, something happened to him again. Because remember the time when you kept on saying to us that he needs to stop getting caught offside. He sort of sorted that out. His all-round gameplay improved, much improved. On top of his game, got injured, and ever since then, God knows what's happened to him and Salah, But if you want to get a coach in to just practice his shooting and stuff, we've got a whole library of guys that we could turn to. We've got Rush, Aldridge, Daglish, Norman was saying in the chat. But I'm willing to give him another year, 100%. Because you look at the world of footballers nowadays, there's about 3 guys who I would say are just like world class: Mbappe, Haaland, and Harry Kane. Then other than that, who is there, So Darwin's in that bracket underneath them guys, and that should be his focus to get up there to that level, I think concentration plays a big part with that guy as well. He comes from South America, went to Portugal, hot countries, ends up in Liverpool, different climate, can't really speak English, so it took him. They're not excuses, that's facts, People say, he has to learn English and stuff like that. Of course he does if he wants to play in an England country, But for me, it's taken him a bit too long to settle in. He's got a lot of South Americans in the squad for him to settle down quicker, But for me, he's got that energy that we need up top, and I'm ready to,
With the English thing, speaking English thing, I don't think that matters so much. Like Bobby Firmino, Bobby Firmino ain't not going to sit down with you and have a whole conversation in English, is he? But he was a legend. You know what I mean? If Steve McManaman went over to Spain and won 2 Champions Leagues with Real Madrid, I'm sure he can pick up a bit of Spanish, but I don't think it mattered so much. You're right, JK. A lot of people use the language barrier too much as an excuse, I think. I think sometimes we live in a very fragile society these days, don't we? Where no one likes to be told the word no. We live in that world now. And with Darwin, I just I just feel like he just needs, he just needs to look himself in the mirror at times to go, right, what am I doing? Why do I keep hitting the goalkeeper every time I shoot? Why do I keep smashing it as hard as I can when I'm 5 yards out instead of composing myself, side-footing it and turning my hips so the ball goes into the corner of the net? Darwin that's what he needs to look at himself. He has to have these, and if he's not thinking about that and he's not trying to correct that, then for me, that's when you've got a problem, because a manager can only do so much. If the player is at the same time, he's not willing to try to get at the bottom for why he keeps doing things that he shouldn't be doing, then that's on the player sometimes as well. And and that's why I keep saying it. You are right, like before Darwin's injury, he was doing all right, weren't getting caught offside. Then he come back, he's always caught offside. It's so annoying. Like Salah should have scored a nice goal the other day against Spurs, but Darwin's about 50 yards offside. And Darwin, we play some nice football at times. We bring the ball out, we hit Darwin on the attack because he's the out ball, and then he's offside and it stops all that good football. And it's so annoying. You want to pull out your head like, Darwin,
offside.
He needs to for me, I think Darwin needs to look at himself at times. He can't have excuses about everything all the time. He needs to look at himself. And I say this about all footballers, because we do live in a prima donna world now where everyone wants to blame someone else for them not being the person they should be. That's just a society we live in today. But I think Darwin just needs to look at himself sometimes and go, why am I hitting the goalkeeper every time from 5 yards out and smashing it 100 miles an hour? No, I know that ain't the right finish. Darwin's not silly. Darwin knows that's not the right finish. Darwin knows he should be sliding that nicely into the corner of net. He knows that's not the correct finish. But then he smashes it from 5 yards. So for me, this is why I'm saying I think it's more mental than it is with physical attributes with Darwin Nunez. So maybe getting someone in like a Steve Peters or something like that to maybe get to the bottom of why he does these things, if that makes sense.
I believe he's not made for a possession-based team. He's made for a team like this season. We can't score first. We've always had the opposition to score first. Hence, they sit back, no space for the brother to do any work. When we take the lead, they attack us. There's a lot of space for Darwin to score goals. So he's not really made for a possession-based football team. He wouldn't work at Man City even, I don't think. But
no. Yeah. That's why I think he'd do well in Spain, JK. That's why I think he actually do well in Spain.
Can I just give out a warning here, boys? Stephen's Owen. Stephen today, he's an archivist. He's like myself. He's a historian. And he's an Evertonian. That's the only fault. But he's a good lad.
That's not David's fault. That's not David's fault.
And he says, warning and beware, scammers are offering tickets for sale on Facebook. Liverpool versus Wolves.
Oh, can I mention something as well? I'm actually pissed off, right? And they're having this Jurgen Klopp goodbye at the M&S Arena, right?
Yeah.
That's only for members and season ticket holders, and then you have to pay 36 quid to get in. I'm going to say this right now. I think that's an absolute piss take.
Of course it is.
Absolute piss take. Now, I agree.
I wish you was a said to me, are you going to me?
That's buying Jurgen's leaving present.
That's all the money's going in
a villa.
I've said this before. I don't think you should have a parade for a manager, because that seems a bit silly. Because would you lift Jurgen Klopp up like that over the bus? For people it's a bit silly. What I think they should have done somehow, talk to the council and try and get something set up in the city of Liverpool around the docks or something like that, like a stage where people can come and you don't have to pay for anything. People can come and you can do a free ticketing thing, so people can go and get their tickets for free.
Yeah, but it's always money spinning things.
Yeah, I'm actually pissed off. I ain't gonna lie. I think that's a piss take, because
of course it is. Of course it is.
Because what they could do at the M&S Arena, they can just do against Wolves on the final day of the season with everyone in the stadium.
Yeah.
They could stay for an extra hour after the game, set something up. Jurgen can do his stuff on the pitch, talk to the people. They can put microphones around the stands where people can give their thanks and love to him, and they can do it for an hour or so after the game. But no, they want to do a separate thing. I just think it's a piss take. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a money spinning thing. I've got to bring in K-Mac sneaked up. I didn't see him.
Been a while,
can
mate.
I just? I'm going to ask you this question. I think it's a good one here. Okay, and it's Mark Simons. I want you to have a go, and you start with you there, K-Mac, if you don't mind. Then to JK, then Darryl, then Jamie. Finish with Jamie. PSG, says Mark Simons, to do a deal for Diaz for 70 million being mooted, which is why we are being linked to young Somerville of Leeds United. K-Mac.
I mean, we're being linked to Somerville from Leeds and also Archie Gray, because if Leeds don't get promoted, then they'll be available at a cheaper option. So that's probably why we're linked with him. We were linked with Somerville when he was in the Premier League. He was kind of like, the data kind of tallies up. If you look at the data for Somerville is kind of like the Mane data and the Jota data. It kind of aligns. I still think he needs a year in the Prem. I do. If Leeds go up, and they won't sell, like they'll sell, but it'll cost a lot. But they'll probably keep him, and then maybe we get him after he's done a year. That makes sense. Like then the data adds like he's done 2 years, top level. I think he scored like 19 goals, in the Championship. But didn't Harvey Elliott get like 13? Like, when he was like 17 or something. You know what I mean? I think Carvalho's got like 6 or 8 goals already. You know what I mean. It's the thing about Diaz is, I do think Diaz will go. I do. Like, there's just too much. There's too much noise. Like the noise has been happening for a while as well.
I think you gave a fair comment, and I'll carry on from that. I'll go to JK now. I'll carry on from that. And you're right about the inexperience, because Liverpool need a different level of a player. Not being funny, but we need a different level of a player. That's all I'm saying on that matter. JK, Mark Simons, PSG are looking for a deal with 70 million for Diaz, which is why we're being linked to young Somerville of Leeds.
Yeah. For me, Diaz is the only guy we can go to in a game where we're under pressure. You give him the ball, he'll keep hold of it. The only thing that we lack from him is goals and assists. The sort of main thing you're looking at a winger, But he's the good retention guy. He keeps hold of the ball. He runs. He takes people on. It gives enough time for the team to sort themselves out. So the price, 70 million, is like double what we paid for him. Has he been great for us? I wouldn't say he has. So I would be willing to sell him, but if we keep hold of him as well, no problem, because his wages are like really low. So he isn't costing us an arm and a leg wages wise. So I would keep him. I want to keep actually all our attackers another season. I think us not having a DM is the main worry. That's why we've sort of lost this title this year. Endo not fit, we lost them games. If Endo was fit or another DM fit, So for me, our attack have been good. Could have been better, but have been good. So I'm willing to keep all our attackers.
I think that with the likes of these AFCONs and these Asian Cups and whatever, and there's some vital players, the likes of Mo, the likes of Endo as well, that did not disrupt the team. It disrupted the team. Not only that, but they were injured as well. They were injured because Enzo was playing so well in that role, and McAllister was playing in his usual role, and that just stopped. That stopped for me, and it's so sad, Say, I'm going to Darryl. Darryl, what do you think? Can you right? What did you think of what happened there? You put that up.
Is he still in the submarine?
He's the Reds October man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Down for that or something. I think he read this. Yeah, where is it? This one here. I'll just go to you, Jamie. Jamie, about Diaz. Would you sell him and go for this Somerville? You know, if you sell him, yeah, that's fine. But would you go for their Somerville?
With Diaz, I'd drive him wherever he wants to go. To be fair, I'd literally pick him up, drive him, take his dad with him. I'd just,
No, yeah.
Frank, I would.
Take his
I'm
dad.
not. I'm not a massive Diaz fan. I've never been a big Diaz fan. I think he cons a lot of people thinking he's a good footballer when he's actually not. His work rate is phenomenal. I can't disagree with that. His work rate is outstanding. Yeah. But he reminds me of wingers that I've seen in the past that have also been like this with Rafinha and who's the guy at Newcastle? Reminds me of him so much. You know, really good on
Maximin.
the ball. Yeah, Saint Maximin.
Saint
Maximin. Really good on the ball, eye catching, takes players on, gets to the box, hits a brick wall. Nothing happens. But my whole problem with Diaz, he's not creative enough. You know, I think he's got 11 assists in his whole Liverpool career.
Yeah, that's shocking.
That it's not good enough. I think he's played like 97 matches. He's got 11 assists. And also, he doesn't. And people will say, well, we wouldn't know how many assists he got because people ain't putting the ball in the back of the net. His creation is small as well. You know, if Diaz had the creative skills to go along with his dribbling skills, he'd be the best winger in world football. Probably he'd be up there with someone like Vinny Jr. You know, he'd be up there with someone like Vinny Jr. If his creative end was as good as his productive bit, where he's dribbling, taking players on, his work rate, he's an untouchable, unsellable winger. But the fact I think a lot of Liverpool fans are all right with him going is because of the end part of his game where he's not creating. And yeah, if 70 million come in for him, Liverpool gets 70 million for Diaz. Yeah, no one's turning that down. That'd be mad. That's stupid money. So yeah, I'd sell him for 70. Then I've said it before. I like Somerville.
Wow.
I've watched him quite a lot. I think he's a really good player. I think he's got a bright future, really bright future. I listen to a lot of Leeds fans. There's a big Leeds YouTuber that I listen to as well who talks endlessly about him, how good he actually is. And, you know, he's going to be a superstar player in a few years' time. No doubts about it. His pace is ridiculous. He's got energy for days. He can score a goal. He can pass a ball. He can cross. He can cut inside. He's direct. He's got all them great attributes to his game. But the only thing is, I'd love to see him get promoted with Leeds and have a year with Leeds before. Yeah, maybe.
Max says, isn't it? Really, because
just to see what he's like.
By the way, Diaz has created 8 big chances in 3 years at Liverpool. Not just put that one out there.
It's not. But with Somerville, do you know what? I'd buy Somerville, right? But I wouldn't have him as a first teamer. I'd buy Somerville and then I'd go and get a better, more experienced winger as well. So then I've got a nice mixture of the two. I've got the youth that I'm looking to think is going to have a big future in the years to come, but I can build them up slowly. I've got them at the football club cheaper than I did if I bought him in 2 years' time, where he's going to be really expensive. Then go and get like a Kudos or something, sell Diaz. Then I've got like a Kudos, a Mo Salah, a Gakpo, a Darwin, a Jota. And then I've got Somerville as well as that up-and-comer that can play, you know, rotate in games at times, play 30 minutes in games, 20 minutes, 45 minutes, play the odd game here and there, rotate, and build up his game. And you get him on the cheap now compared to maybe in 2 years' time when he's really good, and then you have to pay treble the money. Do you see? That's what I think Liverpool should be doing at times, because Liverpool Mo Salah's going to leave Liverpool one day. If it's this season, next season, or season after, he's going to leave one day. And the problem Liverpool do sometimes is that when Mo goes, that's when we're buying a Mo replacement. So everyone around the world will go, oh, you just want him because Mo's gone. But you should get the Mo replacement in 2 years before Mo leaves. Then you ain't got to worry about it so much.
Well, okay.
Jamie? That's what
Well,
Edwards does.
Yeah, I mean that's what
Edwards will do that. Hughes
But-
will do
okay,
that.
okay. I'm going to stay with you, Jamie, because I think this is a very important point as well. Are you tasering me?
Yeah, I'm tasering you. My camera just went a bit off.
Right. If you had to choose between Isaac or Tony, who would you all pick? For me, it would be Isaac. Go ahead, Jamie. Then straight to you, came back. Then Darrell, and ends with Jake.
Oh, I think
You
Isaac
can only pick one.
I think Isaac might be the most clinical striker in the Premier League. I think Isaac might be the most clinical striker in the Premier League. My problem with Isaac is that he's got knees made out of Weetabix. That's my only problem with Isaac. Ivan Toney, the way we're probably going to play next season is that you need a more authoritative number 9 that is great at holding up the ball and protecting the ball and bringing people into play. I think Ivan Toney's probably the best in that for doing that. And he can score goals as well. It's not like he ain't a goal scorer. Yeah, if Isaac didn't have bad knees, I'd go Isaac. But I'd probably go Ivan Toney, you know. Pick him up for probably 30, 40 million. 27 years of age, good age. Been playing in the Premier League a while now.
Well, the Humphrey Raw agrees with you there, Steve. He's saying about, he says, Isaac is everything Nunez should be, but isn't. Isaac is so clinical and skillful all round. So I say to you as well there, K-Mac, what would you do? You know, go either one, just one between Tony and Isaac. Who would you pick?
So under Klopp, Isaac, because we create so many clear-cut chances, one-on-ones, like, you know, striker in a position where all he's got to do is beat the goalkeeper. Under Klopp, happens so many times in games. Isaac, 100%. The interesting thing is, Isaac was a transfer committee signing way before we even went in for Nunez. Back in his Villarreal days, he was on the list. Like, Isaac was offered to us back then for like 12 million or something. He's only played 49 games in the Premier League and scored 30 goals, but that's the kind of chance creation. Like, he doesn't get a lot of chances in games because Newcastle don't create a huge amount of chances for the strikers. But under Slot, I would 100% go for Ivan Toney. 100%. You'll get Toney cheap. Tony's a Liverpool supporter, so he'll run through a brick wall. He's very rarely injured. And he also scores a lot of one-on-ones and causes a lot of problems from set pieces, which we just don't do enough of, I'm sorry. Like, and hopefully we get a set piece coach. Because Toney would be insane.
Set piece coach. It's all ifs and buts, isn't it, though, boys?
Yeah. I mean,
it's the manager's job.
I mean, there's 9 people leaving the coaching staff already so far. 9.
Yeah, the good ones are leaving as well. The people that can't keep our players fit. So yeah, the medical staff that can keep our players very fit are leaving. So I'm happy about that.
The funny thing about all those people leaving as well, people will be like, "Oh crap, Jurgen Klopp had 2 assistant managers, and he's tired."
I mean, these injuries, man. Our medical team's a bit of a, yeah.
I think you'll probably get Toney for under 60. Like, people are putting 100, but I don't think so. I think he's down to 2 years left in his contract as well. And
Toney, I think he has.
He'll want to leave. He will want to leave the end of this season. Like, he's destined for a bigger club. He just is. Brentford just don't want a bigger club. He nearly got relegated.
What about you, JK? Tony or Isaac?
I prefer Tony's athleticism, but Isaac is a goal scorer. It just depends on like would they settle in with us the way they've settled in at Newcastle. Would he be like that for us? He's done well. Injury wise, that's the only thing about him. He's missed a few games. Him and Callum Wilson. That's the only thing with certain players. But Tony, for me, he started off well when he came back from that ban, and everyone was shouting 100 million. He hasn't scored in a while, hence why he's gone down to 60 million. So, yeah, but he supports Liverpool as well. Another guy, like Kevin De Bruyne, people like that. Pep supported Liverpool, but we never buy him. So maybe Tony, a second striker for us. Why not?
Yeah, as Captain Sal, and I was only saying that to myself last week. The best he will ever be is a bench player, a Origi at best, because they made Origi, didn't they, into a living legend.
He's a cult hero, ain't he? He's a cult hero.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd play Origi over Nunez. Origi was clinical.
Oh yeah.
The numbers of Origi were actually really good.
What everyone forgets about Origi, when Klopp came, Origi was playing well. And then he got that really nasty injury against Everton, didn't he, when they broke his ankle?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And then he weren't quite the same player after that. But he was doing really, really well when he was in the team, Origi. And obviously, look, Origi's got clutch moments. The winner against Everton in the Merseyside derby, the goal against Newcastle, the obviously the winning goal in the Champions League final, the semi-final goals he scored against Barcelona. He's got cult hero status, and he always will have. Yeah, we'll always love Divock, man.
Yeah, absolutely, because the cult. You could the goals he scored. You look at Barcelona. You look at the Mads Everton one.
I don't.
Standing on the line.
I'll tell you this now, and this ain't a dig at Darwin. It's not a dig at him at all, but I don't think Darwin scores that fourth goal against Barcelona like Origi did with the short corner.
Might just scored.
And he doesn't score the winner against Everton either.
No, I think Origi was. I think that broken ankle against Everton. I don't ever think he was the same player after that, personally. But yeah, he did what he had to do for us. He was a super sub. That's what he was, and yeah, cult legend.
He was so quick. He was so quick. He was quick. He was the fastest player at Liverpool at the time. Yeah. Quicker than anybody.
You know what's really interesting as well? You've just brought up that about a horror injury against Everton. I don't think Thiago ever returned after that injury he got against Everton as well. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
From Richarlison.
We've had some horrendous
against Everton
through the years as well.
Yeah, that's their tactic. Big tactic by Everton, injuring our players during the game. You know what I mean? Ruin our rhythm.
Well, they're scummy bastards, ain't they?
I'll put Virgil out for a year.
Yeah.
I was shocking.
For a year, destroyed Thiago.
Yeah. Lucky that the likes of Thiago, Virgil never ended up like him. The end of his career, more or less.
Yeah.
Shocking injury. And nothing happened. Nothing happened.
They just played on like nothing happened. It was mad.
We spoke about this, haven't we? I think it's a crack. Has anyone considered Darwin's lack of communication skills as a mitigating factor in his error?
I don't know how many times we need to make excuses for that guy.
He's just got to make a run and put the ball in the back of the net. I don't think you need to talk to do it, to be fair. Yeah. Bobby Firmino, as we said, Bobby Firmino's English went excellent. Look at the legend he was. So.
Look, the Nunez thing, I think I've said this a million times now. Like, I can hit the ball really hard. I can kick a ball really hard. All of us can kick a ball hard. Because that's what he does. He kicks a ball really hard, but there's no precision. So he hits a goalkeeper. Like, anyone can kick it at the goalkeeper if you clean through. Like, seriously. Like, the real players are the ones that put it in the net. Like, get it past the goalkeeper. Chip him, or actually don't chip him, because every time I've seen him try a chip now, it's been garbage after that one. And it's really interesting as well, because Michael Owen actually said he doesn't understand that goal. You know that goal where he lobs the goalkeeper?
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like, I don't
Brentford.
understand that goal. It wasn't right. Like, and that's the whole thing about it. It probably wasn't right. He probably didn't mean to do that, but he made it look amazing.
I think it surprised us all, you know, because when he did chip it, I just looked, I was like, you know, because I was wondering where it was going.
Yeah, I thought it was going over the bar.
I didn't know where it was going to go, but I didn't
I don't
think it was
think he
going to
did,
get
mate.
up
I
the
don't
net.
think he did either.
No. Can I just answer this? I don't know whether you remember these lads. I was going away the next day. I was going to Italy for my holidays where we played Valencia. And I think I mentioned this before. And I was with my daughter, Francine. And it was Valencia's first game in pre-season. It was our sixth. We'd already done the warming up. Never forget it. And as
Typical.
Norman says, Frank, I was at the friendly versus Valencia in 2003. Benitez, of course he was their boss, Pablo Aimar. Great player. Do you remember the centre-half they had that day? Ayala. What a player. They battered us that day.
Is he
I
the
was there. I
Argentinian?
was with
Is he the
Francis.
Argentinian Ayala?
Roberto
Yeah.
Ayala,
Yeah, monster.
I thought, honestly, I thought that he would have brought the likes of Aimar or even Ayala, you know, with him. But he didn't go into the Valencia thing, you know, to take players.
Managers rarely do. Managers rarely go and buy players
Oh,
from the
no,
team.
yeah.
They barely do they?
Did he not
Pablo
get the
Aimar
keeper?
was different.
Wasn't Baldy from there? I can't remember his name. What was his name? Oh, goalkeeper, Spanish goalkeeper, legend.
Oh,
Pepe
Reina.
Reina.
Pepe Reina. Did he come from
I think
Valencia?
he came from Barca, didn't he?
He was a Barca player, wasn't he?
God,
I can't remember where we bought him from, though.
I actually thought he brought Alonso and Pepe Reina with him. He didn't bring either of them.
No,
He just signed them.
Yeah, just signed them. And Fernando.
I remember I went to a friendly when I was a kid. This is years and years ago, and we were playing PSV at Anfield, and there was this bald Brazilian guy with like a weird triangle on his head of hair, and he absolutely tore us to pieces. And I was like, "Who the hell is that?" And it was Ronaldo.
Was it?
They had Ronaldo, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was either PSV or Ajax.
Yeah.
It was when they had Ronaldo in Holland, like a long, long time ago. Now I was only a kid.
No. Yeah.
But I was like, "Oh my God, who is this?"
Yeah.
And he was like 17 years old, just tore us to pieces. Got an hat-trick, I think. Do you remember that, JK?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Pepe Reina came from Villarreal.
Oh wow.
Villarreal, yeah, right, yeah. But he was at Barcelona. I do know that. He was in the youth team, you know, like
probably
the academy or whatever.
That's right. He went youth, under 16, under 19, Barcelona B, and then Barcelona.
What did you think of him?
Pepe? I like Pepe Reina.
Yeah, I like.
Apart from Alisson, he's our best ever Premier League goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I agree.
Apart from Alisson, obviously.
Yeah.
But then Brendan Rodgers thought. Singer Mignolet was better. And the way he treated Reina was disgusting. He treated Reina disgustingly.
I know. The way he treated Steven Gerrard, never mind them.
The way he treated few players, to be fair. What about Raheem Sterling?
Told him to go back on a plane.
Gave him an envelope.
And told him to go back on a plane, didn't he?
Did you ever know what Raheem Sterling said?
He nearly won us the league.
Did you ever hear what Raheem Sterling said, by the way? You know, when he went to Manchester City, he was at Manchester City, and he said when Rodgers got the sack, he said if he would have got the sack when I was there, I'd still be playing for Liverpool.
Yeah, Brendan pushed him out. Brendan pushed Stevie out as well.
Yeah. Of course he did. How do you stop a living legend playing at the Bernabeu in his last game? You know, he knew that it would be his last game ever against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, and he sat him on the bench.
And he dropped him on purpose to make a point.
Yeah, he
Of course.
He might, because
I'm the
Brendan
boss. Yeah.
Brendan wanted to be the boss. He wanted to be the man, and Stevie was the man. And Stevie was the man, and he didn't want Stevie to be the man. He was very happy for Stevie to leave.
Oh, I hated
Good
that guy
analysis,
so much.
That's
I
a good
do
analysis.
say the word hate a lot, like, but I really, really hated that guy.
I hated him with a
Absolute-
passion.
Oh
I
God.
hated it. No one knows what I know about him.
Oh, that's really interesting what George Seth's just put in there. Bobby Robson was the PSV manager when Ronaldo got his break. Sorry.
Yeah.
I know it's not part of Liverpool chat, but yeah, I didn't know that. Wow, Bobby Robson. He was a talent spotter then, wasn't he?
Yeah, there's a good one there. Yeah, about Michael Owen. Never scored 20 Premier League goals in a single season.
No.
And yet he was lethal, Michael.
But it was harder to score back then than it is now.
Yeah.
But
He also had a lot of good players in the team. Like, we still had Ian Rush back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
So you got Ian Rush,
Certainly.
Robbie Fowler, Stan Collymore.
Stevie McManaman.
Yeah. Like, we signed Stan Collymore to play with Owen, and then Fowler came out of the blue.
Yeah, teams didn't score as many goals as they do today because, you know, with offside rule has completely changed from Mark Owen's day to this day. Obviously, you got VAR, and defenders are crap compared to they were back then as well. Yeah,
The defenders were on the booze.
Can you answer that?
Yeah, I was. Look, I was literally sitting. Here's how it went. I was sitting on the bog, and I was.
As you do.
As you do, and I was just. I go in everyone's Liverpool chat all the time, and then I was just commenting in Liverpool chats. I always do, yeah. But yeah, I was sitting on the bog.
Yeah, when Jamie said then about defenders not being as good, that's because they were either on the booze or in the bookies back then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's different now.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll see Lee Dibbers kid says, yeah, Frank, sorry what we were saying about a coach for Darwin. I just want to get down to what's been said. So what's been said? Hang on a minute, please. Oh, let's just see.
That's a good point, actually.
Selling's it. Hang on. For fuck's sake. Oh, selling Diaz and buying Somerville as his replacement is going backwards.
It would be for the first season, but for future seasons, maybe not. I think there's one thing. Look, there's one thing I don't think Liverpool have that they used to have. I don't think we got electric pace up front anymore. You know, I don't think we talk. We have, you know, when we have that counter attacks. You remember the counter attacks back in the day when Salah was at full pace, Mane was at full pace, Robbo and Trent bombing, Bobby holding the position, and we all had that pace going forward like a runaway train, weren't we? Now you have sort of Salah walking down the wing, you have Diaz hopping and skipping, and you have Darwin offside. That's how we run now. We haven't got that pace like we used to have, and yeah, that's what we need. We need that. You know, when Liverpool had that pace of them three up top and Robbo and Trent doing what they were doing, we were devastating. People were literally scared to attack us because of it.
Did you find that Robertson has lost pace?
I don't know. I watched Robbo the other day, and he was scorching past players still. You know, Robbo's deceptively quick. When you look at him, you don't think he is, but he's actually deceptively quick. I think with Robbo, he's just played so much football in 5 years. I think it's more to do with his energy levels than anything. He can't do it every game like he used to. You know, when Mourinho's quote about Robbo years ago when he said, sitting on the touchline watching Robbo run up and down, running up and down like Usain Bolt for 90 minutes. So how does he do it? It's impossible. It's impossible. He's like, how does he do that? It's impossible. Yeah, but that Robbo, unfortunately, I don't think that Robbo can do that anymore. But that's why we need another left back in. That's why we need just give Robbo, keep Robbo fresh.
I know that he played great. He scored a couple of goals in the last 2 games as well.
2-2.
His crossing was spot on as well. But the point that I was going to make was this: with him running down and, going past a player and then trying to cross the ball. His crossing was awful. And it was last season. And, this season, the last few games, he's been spot on.
He's fresher. That's why he's feeling fresher.
No, I'm just going to read this out. I don't want you to comment on this, okay? This is a very good friend of mine. And he says, not having the Edwards-Hughes combo, me. Not convinced they are the ones who should be picking players to buy. Not asked if anyone thinks I'm wrong. My opinion, and I'm sticking to it. And he's a season ticket holder, believe me.
It depends what you believe, I suppose. Look, I personally think the way football's going, that managers shouldn't be doing that anymore. It should be the staff that they hire. It's the European way of doing it. You look at Real Madrid, Ancelotti don't buy anyone. He just gets bought the players. Bayern Munich, they just get bought the players. They don't, look, I personally feel like I'd rather a manager, I'd rather Klopp all these years as well, by the way, not having to worry about contracts and transfers and just concentrating on someone else does all that for him and he can concentrate singularly on coaching, system setup, shape, team talks, formation, training, squad development. That's what a manager, the coach should, and Klopp shouldn't have had to deal with all contracts and transfers and things like that. And I think it's the way football's going. I just feel like it's very highlighted at Liverpool. But a lot of teams are like that. Look at Arsenal. Edu does it for Arsenal. He's the one who gets all the players in. A lot of Arsenal fans didn't like a lot of Edu's transfers, and then they got it quite right. It's that old school mentality of football is not what it's not that anymore. It's different now. I've said this many times, even on my channel. I don't like football today. I prefer football 20 years ago. It was a much different sport then.
Why? Can you explain? Because we've got listeners here.
Football is so money. Football is so money orientated now that trophies don't matter as much as money in today's football, in my opinion. And I keep saying this. I say this about the smaller teams and championship teams. Yeah, like championship teams will change their squad to play an FA Cup game because it costs more money. It's more profitable for a championship side to win the playoff final than it is the FA Cup final. That shouldn't be the case, but it is. They will make if Leeds United got to the FA Cup final and they got to the playoff final, Leeds United will make more money in the playoff final than they would in the FA Cup final. But that's the oldest, most prestigious cup in club football, for a league, the FA Cup. And it should be seen as that. We live in a different world now, top 4 and top 3. In my opinion, apart from Manchester City, every owner in the Premier League does not do enough for their clubs. Every owner has got enough money, and I mean this, Liverpool, every club has got enough money to do a little bit more for their team, in my opinion. But they don't, because if they can be 10th, 9th, 8th, they will get so much money for being 10th, 9th and 8th in the Premier League. And then when the next season starts, they will get all that TV revenue. That will come in it as well. And they will look at it and go, do I need it? Is the League Cup and FA Cup worth winning? Yeah, we get a day out at Wembley. It's good and all that. And it's a trophy. But I'm getting 5 million for an FA Cup win. I'm getting 15 million for finishing 7th. That's my whole thing with football today. It's so money orientated now, and transfers are ridiculous. A good footballer a few years ago would cost you 30 million quid, and that was like, what? That's a lot of money. Now you're buying an average footballer for 30 million quid.
Yeah.
Players today are prima donnas as well. I just read. That Nico Williams, Atletico Madrid, Atletico Bilbao, yeah. He wants 300 grand a week. He's a nobody. He's crap. He wants 300 grand a week. This is the world we live in today, and I don't like football today personally. I don't watch football as much as I used to. I watch Liverpool every. I live and breathe Liverpool like we all do. But football in general, when I was a kid, I used to sit down and watch everything football. I couldn't get enough. I couldn't get enough football. I really couldn't. International club. I used to watch the Italian football on Channel 4 every weekend. I used to not go out and play football on a Sunday so I could watch the Italian live game on Channel 4 and things like that. I used to breathe football. Now, no. It's just Liverpool for me. It's a completely different sport now.
But don't you think, I'm going to go to K-Mac, right? I'm just going to finish on that, Jamie. But don't you think VAR and the referees have ruined the game?
I was about to say that. I was about to say
Thank
that.
you. K-Mac, you know,
corruption. It's corruption, Frank. It's corruption. Football. You can't tell me with the billions and billions of pounds that go all around football in the air that there's no corruption there, and that no one talks. Why do you think Man City are going to get away with everything?
Exactly.
Because if the Premier League go right, the Man City they go right. You're done. You're taking trophies away. We're giving you like a minus 70 point thing. You're basically going to get relegated. Yeah. What Man City will do, because they're so powerful, they'll go, right, we're going to leak your Premier League books to the world and everyone's going to see your corruption. That's just why the Premier League is scared. They don't want the British government taking over the Premier League, right? Because if the British government take over the Premier League and do it their way, they will have to look at the Premier League books. They don't want to. Do you reckon the Premier League want to open their books to anybody? Of course they don't. I mean, and that's why they started coming down on Nottingham Forest. That's why they're coming down on Everton. You know, why are Nottingham Forest getting point deductions for being a few million quid overspend? How are Nottingham Forest and Everton meant to catch anyone up if they can't overspend? How are they meant to catch anyone up and be successful if they can't overspend? It's a joke.
What they're doing though is they're trying to take a stand somewhere, so people go, oh yeah, they're doing something about it because they're doing Nottingham Forest and Everton, but it'll get settled out of court. It'll get settled out of court, and everyone, the whole media will spin it to say, oh well, you know, the Premier League haven't done it because it's going to make them look bad. It makes them look worse that they haven't done anything about it, and they'll settle out of court for money, because that's what the whole thing's about. The whole thing is about cooking the books and spending too much money that you're not allowed to spend, and they're going to settle out of court for money.
Well, what did you think? I'm going to ask you a question.
Can I talk about the thing? Can I talk about the thing about why I don't think football's great anymore? Like I've kind of gone off it as well. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely live and breathe Liverpool, obviously, and some Champions League games. Like I do watch the Champions League, like when it gets to the important part, which is like knockout, semi-finals, stuff like that, because it is good. It's been shit this season, but it has been good. For me, it's technology. For me, I think technology's ruined it. Bringing in VAR's ruined it. Bringing in goal line technology and things like that, I think's ruined it. I just do. Like, it doesn't give it its mystery anymore. Doesn't give it its spontaneity. Okay, yeah, we hated the fact that we could all see the Frank Lampard's goal went in against Germany.
Yeah.
We hated it, but it was just a moment. You know what I mean? It gives you that incredible moment in football. Like, there's nothing to stop it. It just happens. Now it stops, and you have to wait. And there's no celebration, or there's a celebration, but you're not really sure. And then you're looking at it and you're thinking, oh, hang on a minute, it's that referee. Oh, we're probably not going to get it. You know what I mean? I just think it's completely ruined it. I really do.
We saw can I ask you this, K-Mac?
Yeah,
and I'm going to go around.
I've got to go after this as well. Sorry, guys. My tea's ready.
Oh, yeah. And it's Steve, you never walk alone, right? PSG thinking about offering Ugarte in a swap deal with Canate or Diaz this summer.
He's always injured. He's been injured all season, and then he can't get back in the team. Nah, not for me. I'd rather have the other kid. Who's that kid they've got? Warren Zayar, the 18-year-old. Rather have him. He's played all season.
I'm not taking anyone from PSG, to be fair. I'm not taking anyone. I think PSG are a bunch of prima donna clowns. They're self-entitled crybabies. I don't want anyone from PSG, and that includes Mbappe. Mbappe is the most overrated footballer of his generation. What does he do?
This is what I was going to ask you.
Mbappe would ruin us. He would ruin us.
He's a prima donna, man.
Absolutely ruin us. He just was.
Do you know last night, did you think, we're talking about corruption and everything else? Real.
That was offside.
Was
that not offside?
And this is the problem. And this is the issue with VAR. The VAR rules are when it's a close offside, you can't raise your flag. You have to leave it for the VAR to work out. That's the rules. And the linesman knew that, and he lifted his flag up because we was in the last minute of the game, and Real Madrid are winning. You can't tell me there's no corruption there. It's bollocks. He was onside as well. It would have cared. It's just this is why VAR has to go. I don't mind goal line technology. I don't mind goal line technology because things like that goal that Lampard scored in England and all that. That should be counting goals. You remember the goal that when Tottenham scored against United, and the keeper dragged the ball from the back of the net, and they didn't blow the whistle for a goal. Was it Carroll in goal, weren't it? And that sort of stuff shouldn't be happening. So I'm more up at goal line technology.
Are you sure?
It works.
Are you sure? Do you remember the goal that we probably should have had? That was like a millimetre.
Yeah, it was a millimetre, but the rules of the game were the whole ball.
No goal line technology. I'm having that goal.
The whole ball has to be over the line, don't it? That's the problem. I mean,
you made the line a little bit thicker as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. I'll keep saying this. It's about everything in sport at the moment, right? Liverpool the max amount of games you're allowed to play at 12:30 kickoffs is 6. Yeah, who's the only club who played 6? Liverpool, right? Liverpool had less minutes between games this season than any other club in Europe, let alone the Premier League, right? And you wonder why we're shattered.
You want to know what the worst thing about that is, Jamie? Do you want to know what's worse about that? They're all away.
Yeah, I know, they're all away from home. Exactly.
They're all away games. We played all of these games away. So you've got the whole thing where you've got to be away from home as well. So that's another day out of training and stuff.
It's meant to be a fair competition where everyone's got a chance. Yeah, that's the whole point of sport. It's a fair competition where everyone has a chance.
Tottenham have had it just as bad as us as well, all the way.
Exactly.
Games. I've got to go, guys. Sorry, man.
No worries,
man.
man.
Thanks a lot, man.
Big up, everyone. All right. It's good to see you again. I'll catch up with you tomorrow, Jamie.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, mate. The top 6 teams for me in this country should all play the equal amount of 12:30 games. Equal amount of 5:30 games, equal amount of 8 p.m. games, equal amount of 3 p.m. games. Because otherwise, a team does have an advantage. City and Arsenal have played less minutes between games and less 12:30 kickoffs than Liverpool this season, and they're fresher at the end of the season than we are. No wonder Klopp wants to fucking leave. He should have enough. Can't take this shit no more. Can't take it.
What do you think of the likes of these rumours about players coming in and players leaving, and I just get fed up with it. It's every season. Now, here's my take, Jamie.
Go for it, man.
We've got 2 games to go, and all as we're getting on social media and on that Sky Sports and everything else is players coming or going from Liverpool and all this distraction. Could you imagine how we feel with all this distraction?
It's shit, mate. It's shit. But the other problem is what I said earlier, it's why football's not the same anymore. That creates more headlines than anything else. There's nothing bigger that creates headlines and clicks is transfer news.
Yeah.
And with Liverpool in the situation they are and how big and popular Liverpool are, they're going to use that to their advantage. So get more clicks and more media attention. It's not right. I hate it. It should all be under wraps. but it's the world we live in now. Social media is massive. You know, anyone on Twitter can just accidentally put something on their site, and it could be seen 1 million times in 5 minutes, and then it's everywhere, ain't it? It's the world we live in today. It's not like it was, you know. I mean, I grew up. I got my nephews and all that are teenagers there, and I used to tell them when I was their age, I didn't have the internet and things like that. I had a, you know, I was out playing all the time. We didn't hear about transfer news. In fact, if you wanted to find out about transfer news, you had to put CFAX or teletext on to find out about transfer news. And then they'd have a phone number that you could ring up for a premium number. And then to give you all over the phone as well, like what, who's going where and things like that. That's how we used to find out. So everything was under wraps. You know, you'd have to buy the newspaper the next day to find out all your information. And then once you've read it, you forgot about, ain't it? But now, in today's society, everything's reminded on the daily, 100 times a day. Liverpool are a massive club, and in the situation that Liverpool are in right now, the whole world is looking at us. So they go, right, this player's leaving, that player's going, this player's leaving, that player's going. Most people are making it up. But it's so easy to make it up, get the attention. They got the attention they need. Broadcast companies pick it up, and it never stops. It's shit. I hate it.
Yeah. For me, it didn't really affect me because if you're willing to fall for some BS, then you go on social media, man. All you're gonna do is.
Have we lost them?
Social media's pulled the plug on Drake.
You know, who said Sabot's going to come to Liverpool, yeah? No one said that. So...
It's gone again. He's gone again.
He's gone. No, he's completely gone now. He's completely
gone now.
Social media pulled the plug.
All right, so it's daft, isn't it, to be honest? But you know, well, like as I said, and it's very distracting. You know, we're looking forward to a game. It's an important game. It's the penultimate game for Jürgen, you know, on Monday night. And it's so sad that all this is coming out. And I said all along, this should have been coming out at the end of the season. The second week after the season finished, this should have been coming out. Not now, because it is disrupting the players.
I agree.
You know, Steve Evans had a bet with Tony. Had a bet on Tony the other day. He's not coming. And he knows the lads, to be honest. He puts the bets on me. Let me just go down here. I don't think Nunez gets lost in front of the goal and he is afraid not to miss it. Then you miss. Nunez scored some goals. Remember, Newcastle wasn't just luck. Now, I was going to bring that up with you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Those 2 goals against Newcastle. That's him. That's Nunez. That's what's there.
That's him at his absolute best when he's not having to think about it. You know, them 2 finishes against Newcastle, he was a super sub that day, wasn't he? He came on late in the game. A little less pressure because what's happening in the game. And he played with a little bit more freedom and without thinking. And when Darwin does that, he does what he did against Newcastle. And that's what we were saying earlier in the show, is that's why I think it is a mental thing and not a physical thing with Darwin. That's what I think it is, because we said he's got all the physical traits. No, you can't. But if Barcelona want you, you got to have something about you. You know, Chelsea want you, you got to have something about you. You know, Carlyle and Ancelotti spoke about Darwin. You know, before we bought him, it was talking about the up and coming young strikers in world football, and he mentioned Darwin's name. So Darwin, there is something about him. I just think it's all a mental side with Darwin. I don't know if he's mentally as strong as people might have thought he was. The Instagram stuff is a bit weird to me. I still don't know what's going on there, because people were saying he was abused. That if he was abused, that's wrong. but I don't know if there's actually been any proof of that yet. You can criticise a footballer. If Darwin can't take criticism fairly, then that's on Darwin. That ain't on anyone else, because you're allowed to criticise a footballer if they're not performing to the level they should be. If you're going over the top on that, and it's death threats and you're calling in personal insults that have got nothing to do with football, then you're an absolute moron and you shouldn't be allowed near a computer. You know, it's that easy. But if he can't take the criticism, I mean, I just feel Darwin's not as mentally strong as we might think he is, and I think that's where he needs a bit of help.
Well, Marie Stan, she's a Montenegrin, believe it or not, and she says, in my opinion, Pepe comes second after Clemens because of his role in the defence and commands at the 6-yard area, best distributor or distributor. Reina played at Anfield for Barak semis.
Yeah, for Barca, yeah. Yeah, I love Reina. I thought Reina. I think we forget how good Reina was, because obviously we've got Alisson there.
Who do you reckon that's one of? Give me two underrated players that never get mentioned. You know, we always mention Stevie Gerrard.
I think Gerrard's not underrated though, is he? He's underrated.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, but you know, at the ilk, like, you know, I could go through loads. You know, Clements, you know, he was always getting mentioned. Phil Neal's always getting Alan Anderson. You know, they're all there. Nest a lot. Who do you think's like, you know, with those and get them getting mentioned? Who's two players that never get mentioned? And
my dad, because I support Liverpool because my dad was born in Liverpool but never lived there. They moved down south when he was born. So, but he was a Liverpool fan all his life, and he used to tell me about. He used to really like Paul Walsh. He used to say he was quiet. No one really talks about him. Sammy and Sammy Lee, the appearances Sammy Lee made. No one really gives him the flowers he deserves. For my time, Frank, I would say Steve Finnan at right back.
I see that.
Who's extremely underrated. I think Steve Finnan was a great little player. Yeah. I think such an underrated right back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great job. I really like Stevie Finnan.
I see that. I'm being honest.
I know the bloke's a bit of a prick now on radio, but I think Danny Murphy was a little bit underappreciated as well.
I didn't like him, you know.
I don't like him personally wise. He's a bit of a knob. But as a player, watching him when I was a teenager, sort of thing, he was a decent. He did decent bit. I don't think Rafa Benitez gave him a chance. I thought he dealt with him a bit unfairly, personally. But yeah, I thought he was pretty under. But Steve Finnan, I always look at Steve Finnan and think no one ever talks about him. When we always talk about best of Liverpool 11s in Premier League history, like the best Liverpool 11 you can make in the Premier League, no one ever brings up Steve Finnan's name. I know we've got Trent, and he's different, but yeah, I look at our Premier League time since 1992 to where we are now. Trent is our best right back we've had in the Premier League era, but I think Steve Finnan's second.
Well, yeah, George totally agrees with you. As a man of certain age, I remember the impact Paul Walsh had in the double season. He hit 18 in 25 league games before he snapped an ankle ligament. Yeah, he was never the same after that.
Yeah, because I started supporting Liverpool in 89. I started supporting Liverpool, so my dad would tell me about my Paul Walsh, but I've gone back and watched that Paul Walsh. He was a diamond. But I say another underrated player. I don't like the bloke now either, but Jamie Carragher, I think might have been underrated because.
Oh, he was always underrated.
Jamie Carragher was just an out-and-out defender. You know, black boots, no sponsorship, just went out there and played football, and all he wanted to do was defend. He played. Everyone forgets he played right back, left back, and centre back.
Yeah.
And he won everything apart from the Premier League.
Yeah.
So Jamie Carragher.
You've only got to look at the Istanbul game. What Jamie did in that game.
Yeah.
Certain goals.
His muscles must be killing him after that game.
Yeah, he was gone, wasn't he?
Yeah, he could barely walk.
But someone said to me, at a dinner, your legs were gone, weren't they? He said, yeah, they were killing me. He said, but you didn't have sprint down when Duzek saved that penalty.
Have you ever heard the story that Carragher told about the Champions League photo?
Go on.
So you know when that photo of Stevie holding up the trophy, yeah?
Yeah.
And right next to him, you got Hossamy, ain't you? Who shouldn't be there, right?
Yeah.
Right? It's because Carragher is apparently on the floor behind that, getting his legs strapped. So Jamie Carragher was never on that main photo with Stevie, but Hossamy was, which is mad. Mad.
Wow, I didn't know that. I really did. Hossamy. But they used to skit, what was he doing on that? He never played.
Frank, the funny thing about Hossamy, do you know why he left Liverpool? Because he said it was the weather. Did he not research what the weather was like in England? It's not hard. Did he think England was like a tropical country or something like that?
That's mad. That is mad.
Especially up north where it's much colder. It's mad.
Do you know LFC says we've become a reflection of Pep Lijnders' philosophy? Jurgen gave Pep free rein last summer. Yeah. The style now is a far cry from Jurgen's heavy metal.
I've been saying that for the last 2 seasons now. If you look at the way I personally don't feel like this is what Jurgen wants to play, the way we're playing now.
Yeah.
But he did say when Jurgen this beginning this season, he said Pep came with me with an idea and we ran with it. And unfortunately we got stuck in it now. I think you get stuck in a bit of a rut sometimes. You can't get yourself out of it. And that's where we are at the moment. Because, you go the way Jurgen used to play to the way we're playing now. It's night and day in a way. And yeah, this is why I didn't want Pep Lijnders as manager, because this is where we would play with his management without Jurgen giving him little hints and things like how to mash it up maybe a little bit. It'll be full Pep. So I didn't know. I'm good, thanks. I'm good. You can leave. Thanks, Pep.
Okay. I'll give you the final question because poor JK's gone. He said, his communications is gone. Anyway, what do you think? I'm going to ask you. Don't forget, we've got a smashing squad. We've got young kids.
Yeah, squad's all right. Yeah.
Got young kids. Right, okay. What 3 players should we get in? What positions? I don't mean names. I don't mean get him in. What positions do you think we should get 3 of them?
Centre back, DM, and a winger. Yeah, that because if you look at the centre back situation, Matip's leaving, so we need one in a way.
Yep.
Kwanzaa's come through, and I don't think any of us knew how good this kid was going to be, and he looked special. You got Canate, obviously, he's French international. You still got Virgil. DM area. The DM thing's a bit different because all managers play their DMs differently. One likes a robust DM that's just about smash and all that and doesn't have to be pretty on the ball. Some managers like a more elegant DM like a Fabinho or a Rodri, but Fabinho's and Rodri's are so hard to find. The DM position's needed low and a quick forward. As I said, I think we're a bit too slow in transition. So, I think a quick forward. As you say, you're right as well, Frank, what you said. The squad's in good shape. Arne Slot's coming into a very good squad. It's not like when Klopp came to Liverpool, when we had shit. And Klopp took about 2 or 3 years to build his team. Then he had his team, then you saw the fruits of his labour. But Arne Slot's coming with a far better team. And especially if Salah, Trent and Van Dijk all stay, and with the players we got now, I think what we are, we're like a really good puzzle, but we're just missing 3 or 4 pieces, and then we'll be a complete puzzle. And I think that's all.
We agree there because
I think that's all we need.
Yeah. We've got the kids there, haven't we, as well, and they can do a job. You've got the likes of Bradley, Quansah, who you mentioned, and I tell you who I love this young Dans.
Yeah, Jane Dan's going to be a player. I like Owen Beck as well. I think Owen Beck's going to be decent. I mean,
Yes.
I'd rather have Owen Beck over Simicast next season. You know,
But then you go, you see, it's all opinions.
yeah.
It's all opinions.
It's a squad there,
I mean,
Frank. It's a squad there.
and as Ian McHale says, Canate has pushed me right off this season, playing more like bloody Sacco, looks unfit and seems more focused on France and the Euros. Has
Yeah,
he pissed you off, to be honest?
yeah. Canate's a weird one, you know, because when he's at his best, he looks like a well beater.
Yes.
When he's at his best, he looks like an absolute well beater because he's a beast. He's massive. He's got strength. He's quick as well. You know, he's an absolute beast. But with Canate, there's no in between. I find he's either superb or dog turd. There's no in between with Canate, and I just feel like at the moment with Canate, Kwanzaa's taking his spot. And if I'm Ibu Canate, a French international who's going to go play at Euros this summer, played at the World Cup from your country last summer as one of the main centre backs, I would be looking at myself and going, why is this kid taking my spot? What am I doing wrong that Jurgen Klopp doesn't have complete faith in me to play alongside Virgil van Dijk right now? And Gerald Kwanzaa, who was playing for Bristol Rovers last year, has come and nicked my spot. So for me, Canate, another one, like I was saying earlier, Frank, I think players sometimes need to have a look at themselves. I think managers get it in the boot too much because the focal point is a manager at a football club. And then it all comes down to the manager and players get away with it. You know, how many players do we see that don't play for a certain manager? They get the sack and then all of a sudden the new manager comes in, they look like well beaters. Yeah. If I'm the manager who got the sack, I'll be like, I ain't talking to them guys ever again. That's, you know what I mean? Because players are very selfish, in my opinion. I think they're very selfish. And I think Canate needs to look at himself because he's a player. He's a quality defender, but he shouldn't be losing his spot to Kwanzaa, Frank. It's as simple as that. He shouldn't be.
You've heard of Lautaro, haven't you? I think he's an excellent player. But I think he's a their own now. And as Ali Nush says, our Romanian friend, let's go and pay 100 million for Lautaro Martinez and that's it. That guy can score goals. And don't ask him to run all over the pitch like Klopp do with Nunez. Just ask him to score. And he does score, you know.
Yeah,
that can play.
I think the last 2 seasons he started to peak, and he started to get better. Because before that, there was questions about him. Were they? Is he going to be that player? But the last 2 years, he's improved his game massively. He looks like a talent.
Yes.
But yeah, the thing with Liverpool under Jurgen, our forwards are meant to do a certain job. He likes busy forwards. That's not a slant on Jurgen at all. That's just the way he likes to play. It's had the fruit of his labours has been there, and there's proof of it. But you have to have a certain mentality and be a certain player to be able to play that. You know what I mean? To play that way, and you know, next year's going to be totally different. It's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next year in that kind of way. But yeah, we might play completely differently next year. That suits Darwin. Who knows? Next year it might suit Darwin more next year. That's why I'm saying. That's why I'm saying keep Darwin for another year because Arne Slot's football might suit Darwin more than Klopp's football. We just don't know. We got to give these. Let's see how it is. That's how it goes. But yeah, Lautaro Martinez is a good player, man. But 100 million. I'm not sure if it's £100 million striker.
Though. No, but that's what he's just saying. You know, just just go and buy him.
Yeah, I wish we could do that. But we know we can't.
No. Well, I'm being raw. Did you ever remember Nicolas Anelka?
Yeah, we got him on loan, didn't we? And Gerard Houllier. Look, I love Gerard Houllier, but Gerard Houllier, he had one of his senior. Yeah, he had one of his senior moments when he said Juve was a better player. And
exactly. Nicolas Anelka was so underrated. Great striker.
Can you imagine if we had the following year, if we had Anelka and Michael Owen up front and not Juve? Yeah, and Anelka was desperate as well, Frank, as well. He was desperate to join.
Yeah. Look, Darryl says Alonso is going, the final. They beat Roma, I think, 1-0 tonight. No, Roma beat them. 1-0, but they go through 2.
Oh,
2
no. It's 2-0 Roma. It's going extra time at the moment, I think. It's 20 minutes to go. Yeah, it's 2-2 at the moment. It's 2-2 in aggregate. Roma are 2-0 up. The Xabi Alonso stuff, I said this about Xabi Alonso, and I'll continue saying this about Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso has not yet gone through adversity as a manager yet. Everything's gone the right way so far. See what Alonso's like next season and the season after, because if he goes undefeated and wins a treble, it's unmatched and it's amazing, and it will never be taken away from him. But let's see what he's like when he goes for a bit of adversity, when things don't go Leverkusen's way and they lose a few games here and there, because it's going to happen. And let's see what Alonso is like, how he bounces back. But yeah, Alonso's doing great at the moment.
Well, if they go out to Roma, I wonder how he'd react to that.
Yeah, especially when you're 2-0 up in the tie.
Yeah. So close, isn't it? You know, we go mad, don't we? And it's, look, he's going. Because they live in Montenegro. The night is getting close to midnight for us, who are up at 6 a.m. So best wishes to all the chatters. Good exchange of opinions. Good night to all. That's nice. Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Chris. And Steve, sign Harry Kane this summer as Nunez replacement. We will win the title.
Yeah, look, if we had Harry Kane that front this season, the Premier League trophy would already be ours. With 2 games to go, Liverpool will be Premier League champions if Harry Kane was here right now.
That's incredible, isn't it, what you're saying? Because Harry Kane is one of those, he's an enigma, isn't he, really? Playing for Spurs. And he always did the damage to us, but he did it to all the Premiership.
Great striker. He's a striker.
At international level as well. He was always there. And
I think I think Harry Kane is the most complete striker in world football. I know you got Haaland.
Today,
Haaland's great, but Harry Kane on the ball, his technique. I think he's a better all-round footballer than Haaland is. And what has he got? 45 goals for Bayern Munich this season. It's just unlucky that he's not winning trophies. It's nothing down due to him. He's doing his bit. He's doing his bit. If Harry Kane played for Liverpool, look at the chances we create. We create so many chances to score. You know, Harry Kane would get easily 30, 40 goals a season for Liverpool. Yeah, we'd be Premier League champions, man.
We would be, to be honest. We would be. And as Ali Noose says, he says Kane had some great numbers at Spurs. He was a scoring machine. And he wasn't he, really?
Yeah, and it's not just that. He can drop deep and pick up the ball and create as well. He's a world-class talent.
Yeah.
World-class footballer.
But, you know, look at Spurs today. Look at Spurs today without him.
They could do with him now.
Of course we could do it. I think we could all do it. Great players, you know, not leave. And look, you've only got to look at when Luis Suarez left and we brought in Ricky Lambert.
Yeah.
Never made you sick then, did it?
Ricky Lambert, man.
Yeah, look at that. It's wild. Klopp never broke the bank for a top strike.
Well, I suppose, Sean, to be fair, he thought he was getting that with Darwin. To be fair, I suppose that's because you think about it. Darwin cost, if we pay, Carline's Riegler was underrated. If we win everything we're meant to win under Darwin Nunez, then his whole transfer fee is 85 million quid, 100 million euros. So I suppose Klopp felt like he was breaking the bank to get a top striker. At the moment, it's just not gone that way, unfortunately. So. Yeah, it's a weird one because we could have got an Isaac at the time, which was less money than Darwin and things like that. But he obviously saw something in Darwin that he really liked and thought suits his game and suits the way we play and went down that road. You know?
We've seen this comments here. You need to help me. I can't get my ear around those Cockney accents. I am so used to Scouse. Can you translate?
translate?
This is the Montenegro.
I'm not a Cockney, though. I'm South London.
That's mad, that isn't that mad?
Yeah,
But, you know,
Cockneys are East London. I've got a very common accent, though, or whatever.
accent.
Because I don't hear myself, so I don't know. But when I watch, I actually listen to myself back on my channel and that, and I'm like, oh, bloody hell. It's a bit core blimey, ain't it?
Well, Paul Walsh was from London. I'll tell you, who was underrated for Liverpool, funny enough, talking about these lads, was Nigel Spackman.
Oh, Spackers, yeah. Yeah, Nigel Spackman.
He was great.
He's a good player.
Good.
Yeah, I like Nigel Spackman. It's a good shout. Good shout.
Watching that in Cappy tonight, we are signing the wrong Ecuadorian this summer. Is Mark Lukaku out of the game? I've always liked him.
Yeah, Liverpool looking out for, is it Pacho or Paco or something like that, ain't they?
Yeah, one of these.
It's weird. I looked at their transfer values and they're both the same transfer value. So I don't know why they're going. Must see something in him.
Big off Frank and Jamie and chat. Freedom, Jamie. Freedom, Jamie. I love that.
Beat out freedom.
I love it, you know. And Maurice Stan have a Romanian name, Frank. That's Ali Nusi's a Romanian, you say. Willie Pacho says Darryl. That's who you're talking about.
Yeah, there you go.
I totally agree with what Darryl says there as well. If we only had a Mascherano, we would win the league.
I don't know. I don't know. I think the way we played this season, I think we needed about 5 DMs. I don't know. I don't have one excellent. Even if we had Rodri this season, I think we would have still conceded a lot of chances just because of the way we play. I also think fatigue in our squad is part of the reason as well. I think there's a lot of fatigue in our squad right now because we don't shift enough players out when we should shift players out. Also, we got a brand new midfield in one summer that needed a gel to the way Jurgen Klopp wants to play. And that's hard to do in one season. So I wouldn't be surprised if the midfield's better next season. Not that it'd be down to the manager and Arne Slot. It'd just be down to the fact that they've had 12 months together and they're gelling better now. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think it adds a little bit of everything. I don't think the DM was strong enough. All I love for Tyro Endo. That's why I got my Japanese top on. But he needed more. He needed more. But also a brand new midfield to play Klopp's way. Look, Klopp's system is very difficult to play and to understand. And once you do understand it and play it, even Jordan Henderson looked amazing. You know, you can, but it takes time, and doing that in 1 year is difficult, man. It really is.
Well, Kieran says, I'd like you to answer this, Jamie. Are you worried about the academy players and all the work Klopp has done?
Yeah, look, so all them academy kids, obviously they know Jurgen since they were really little because he would have watched them all growing up. That's all they know. So, and Jurgen is so established at Liverpool that if Jurgen wanted to play a few of them next season, no one will blink because Jurgen's so established in it, he can bring these kids through and it's fine. For a new manager, though, I don't think a new manager straight away is going to be playing all the kids because they want to put their marker on their team, on their new team. Any manager would. So I think there's a few that are safe. I think Jayden Danns is probably safe. I think he's a talent. Kwanzaa's safe because he's a first teamer now. Connor Bradley's fine because he's a first teamer. Bobby Clark. I'd like to see McConnell and Bobby Clark go to a championship side next season.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think they're too good to play under 23 football next year. They're too good for that now. They need to play men's game. And I think if you get Bobby Clark, maybe loan him a Blackburn. We seem to have a good relationship with Blackburn. Maybe see if he could go to Blackburn for a year look, it done wonders for Harvey Elliott. I think it's something Bobby Clark might need, because I don't see Arne Slot coming in. We've got quite a lot of midfielders, you know. It's not like we're short there. We have got quite a lot. And he only, like Klopp, he'll only play with 3. So would Bobby Clark and all that really got their chance this season if it weren't for injuries as well? That's another thing we've got to take into account. Would we have seen that much of Bobby Clark this season and McConnell's and that if we never had this massive injuries and everyone was fit? Probably not. Probably not. You probably see him in a League Cup and things like that. But things were at a thing where it was so bad, they needed to play. They played and they performed. Now, they performed really well. I think they performed to a level that higher than they're at the moment, because they overplayed themselves, sort of thing. But yeah, I think Kwanzaa, and if I'm thinking about it now, I think Jayden Danns might be looked at in pre-season. I think Arne Slot will give him a go in pre-season and really have a look at him. Conor Bradley, I think, is number 2 right back to Trent, so that's fine. Kwanzaa's part of the centre backs. And Owen Beck, maybe. Owen Beck's one to look out for, because, you know, with Robbo, you know, Simicast and Owen Beck, I'd probably rather have Owen Beck right now. So they're the ones I'd be saying might be all right next season.
Well, yeah, I think someone's agreeing with you there. Just let me go to the Anfield. Oh my God. No. I go to put a thing and it goes up. Anfield Road, if we had Stevie J and Robbie Fowler and Alan Hansen, we would easily have won the league. Also, Jürgen, why didn't you put Trent in midfield? The guy needs development and he has failed in that.
It's a big shout. It's a big shout.
But as you say, still my manager, though.
I think it's perfectly fine picking faults here and out of there about Jürgen. There's nothing wrong with it. He's a human being at the same time. He's not a robot. He's going to make mistakes here and there. And the Trent thing, do you know what? With Jürgen, I've been asking to see Trent in midfield for so long now. But I think Klopp was sort of like, I want to play him in midfield, but I want him at right back still, because I've got no one better at right back than Trent. So if I take Trent out of right back, although Conor Bradley's come in and done well, didn't Klopp say it himself? Conor Bradley's done well, but he's no Trent. He said that himself. And he didn't mean it as an insult. It's just how good Trent is. And what Trent's done for him at right back in the whole time at Liverpool is outstanding. He changed that position. Like, kids now want to be right backs because what Trent's been doing. You know, it's amazing. So Klopp's like, I don't really want to take him out of there, but his qualities on the ball, I want to see what he's like in the middle of the park. So he's done this inverting thing. So I think he was, and when he makes, if Trent's on the bench and he makes subs, Trent goes into midfield. So I think Klopp was teetering on it and he weren't quite sure. I think if Klopp was staying for the next few years, I think eventually he might bite the bullet, go and buy a right back and play Trent in midfield. But I think Trent will be a midfielder one day in his career, because he's got all the attributes to be a midfielder. It's how you play him, because he's not a number 6. He's not got any defensive ability about him. But if you had Rodri in your midfield, you could easily play Trent next to a Rodri. So, you know, because you haven't got to worry about something, because you've got Rodri there, you know, and he can do that bit like Rico Lewis does for Man City. I think you could do that, but for me, I think you just got to find the best position for Trent and use his attributes to the best of his ability. I don't like sometimes Trent inverting, because he hasn't got that defensive awareness.
You've never liked that, have you?
No, he hasn't got that defensive awareness to get back into that right back position, because he wants to get on the ball. Trent loves getting on the ball and playing the ball and passing. There's no one better at it in our team than Trent, so I can't blame him for it. But it's interesting with Trent how we go forward. But I think Klopp was teetering on maybe doing it, but also at the same time, I've not got a better right back, so.
Well, you know, we've got Conor Bradley. I think Conor Bradley's great, you know.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a diamond. And him and Trent, like, it's a good way of keeping Trent.
International caps.
Yeah, and it's a really good way of keeping Trent fresh as well. And keeping
absolutely.
Because you've got a good backup now in Conor Bradley. Arne Slot can go, right, Conor Bradley can play this game today. Not a problem. Give Trent a little bit of a break. No, or play Trent in midfield and play Conor Bradley at right back. I'd like to see that.
Well, that's what, someone mentioned that. Actually. Oh yeah. Right. Steve says McConnell, Clark, Gordon, Kumas need to be loaned out next season to continue their development. Yeah. Would you agree with that?
They're the four. They're Liverpool's four studs coming from the youth team.
And someone
they're the four. Yeah.
Someone agrees with you there. I was only play Trent in midfield, and on the right side, my right side, Bradley.
I'd like to see maybe Arne Slot. I know we're saying Arne Slot. It looks like he's going to be manager, by the way, guys. I don't know if it's a secret, but Arne Slot basically admitted it himself. So yeah, if he's obviously going to be manager, I'd like to see him try that in pre-season, Frank, in a pre-season game. You know, give Trent a go in midfield and play Conor Bradley at right back and see what the chemistry's like. See how the team play.
Yeah, look, Leverkusen.
They scored.
Yeah, Leverkusen, Yummy, another goal, still unbeaten.
Oh dear.
That just shows you that. It just shows you, you know, what we missed out on.
Wow.
Against Atalanta.
Atalanta are played in the final as well.
Jeez. Modern football is this. FSG billionaires who never run out of money and other owners are so greedy. That ticket prices are put up and they make clubs self-efficient. None invest, they just stab.
That's what I'm saying about football. That's what I'm saying about football, full stop. All about football. Yeah. Unless you've got a City owner where profit, they're not bothered about profit, Frank, because they can make a profit in their sleep. That, you know, I mean, that don't, you know, they can go to bed tonight, get up tomorrow and make profit without doing nothing.
Yeah,
because so it doesn't matter. So making profit in football doesn't matter. The owners at Newcastle, profit ain't going to matter to them. For all the football clubs basically in the Premier League, profit is, they look at profit, unfortunately. And should they? I've always said no, because you are going to make money at the end of the day. You're a Premier League side, but they're all tight, in my opinion. I don't think they all do enough.
Well, only the fans suffer, says the Anfield Road. Definitely. And Sean C. Leverkusen again, crazy last minute. It's just nuts. That's just nuts. That's brilliant. But I think that is the headline to end the show. Only fans suffer. And we do. We're suffering now. And it's so sad. It really is so sad that this is the penultimate game next Monday for our great manager who's brought us so much. Are you having you're not having a midnight show tonight, are you?
I was going to, but I think I'm going to change the time to do it tomorrow now.
Oh, brilliant. I'm glad you put it tomorrow night. I'm absolutely knackered. That's why I say you're not having a midnight show. I don't think I would be able to have looked in, and being honest.
No,
look,
sure.
The Anfield Road. Alonso next Real Madrid coach.
I think that's what Xabi wanted. I mean, he turned Liverpool and Bayern Munich down. I mean, turning down Bayern Munich when he's in the same league and it's quite easy to do. I'll give Xabi Alonso credit, man. He wants to have one more year at Leverkusen and see if he can retain the title. Go for it. And if he wants to be Real Madrid manager and that's his goal in life, can't stand in his way. As much as
he played for Real Madrid, and this is what some
he's Spanish as well. Look, he loves Liverpool. There's no doubt about it. He talks about Liverpool, but
absolutely, all the time.
At the end of the day, he's Spanish, and it is Real Madrid. No matter what any of us think, they're the biggest team in world football. You know, we all think Liverpool's the biggest because we're Liverpool fans, but Real Madrid are the number one team in world football.
They're the royalty.
Yeah, exactly.
They're the royalty.
If he wants to go there, good luck to him, man. I'm sure he'd do a good job. But yeah, he'd be managing in England one day.
Yeah, look, I think someone's going to agree with you. Look at that. One day he will manage you.
Yeah, I think he will.
I know that I was going to say, you've always said that he will come back one day.
Yeah.
Jamie, thank you.
Hey, welcome, man.
That was brilliant. And great chatters there. He was saying, yeah, look, the Anfield Roar, look. Great chat tonight, Frankie boy and Jamie. Frank, I would like to come on after the next game for a Frankie night, if okay. Yeah, Anfield Roar. I'd love Jamie to come on.
Yeah, I'll come on when I can, man. I can come on whenever I can. Just as long as I'm like, the wife's not got anything planned and the kids are behaving, then it's not a problem,
Yeah. Can I show you something, Jamie? I just want your opinion on this.
As long as it's not X-rated.
No. Oh no, this is good. I always throw that up for you as well,
No, I love that.
And it's this.
Yeah, I love
this. It's a Liverpool girl, not a Liverpool girl, big Liverpool fan. And she's a Londoner. She still lives in London. And this is what she's done. She's designed this herself. What do you think?
Nice. Part of our DNA. Oh, I like that. That's a nice shirt.
Isn't that brilliant?
Where's she selling it?
She's getting it sorted in the next. She wants it done for, I don't know, around June. So people are going away, on holiday and things like that. And that'll be ideal. She's doing different colours. I think she's doing, those very light mint green ones as well.
Mm-hmm. I like that. That's nice.
What do you think of this one here? Sorry, you're still here. Let's see. And he says, Norman says, sorry, but Real Madrid are the most corrupt club in football. I don't know,
Well, have you seen some of the highlights of their Champions League wins in the 50s? It is a bit dodgy, I ain't gonna lie.
I know, but there were some bad teams in Europe, though, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Some terrible team. And they used to have the likes of Di Stefano. He was an Argentinian, I think, or Uruguayan, something like that. He used to bring over those players, and they all had skill. Yeah. And they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But it's just so sad that I tried to get it a thing, and it was not that funny. I don't know where it's gone, unfortunately. Oh, there's me mate, Brian. Frank, Jamie, great show next week. Yeah, Brian, blimey, been it. Do you know what he's one of the regulars, and you've never met
Brian.
Oh, you know him?
Yeah, I've been on with Brian before.
Oh, that's right, you have. He's a cracking lad, Because he's an American, like. He was sitting in the back.
Oh, Brian.
He was sitting in the back of his car doing the thing.
I pity he's American, Frank.
But he was sitting in the back of the car, Jamie, and it was not that funny. It was really, really funny. Anyway, he said, I'm bloody cold because it was winter. I said, sure, he can't do pneumonia.
Sitting in the car in winter will be cold.
It was like, and he's in Seattle, and that's like
it would be chilly, wouldn't it?
You could see the like the frost on the windows, and he's freezing. But anyway, Jamie, thank you so much.
No, man.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And hopefully see you next week. I really do. I'm gonna have I'm not never copy anybody, but I'm gonna have a review of the season gone I don't know when it is. A review of the season gone. You know what we've done, and you know, could we have done more as well?
I'm doing that. I'm doing that tomorrow, Frank. If you want to come
Oh,
on,
are you?
if you want to come on at 8 p.m. tomorrow, I can send you the link.
Okay.
I'm doing a player ranking, season player ranking tomorrow. So you're welcome to come on with the boys if you want.
Yeah. I'll look at James MK says after DNA strands in red and white. Yeah, why not? But Jamie, yeah, I'll look forward to that. I'll have to have a sleep in.
Having that.
Come on, your midnight show. Will it
Well,
be
it's going to
midnight?
be. No, I'm going to do it at 8 p.m. tomorrow because I've got the boys
Oh,
coming on
okay.
as well.
Oh no, that's better for me, to be honest.
I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link on Twitter.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Jamie, and thank you all the chat for all saying it was great. And I'll see you all. I'll see you all on Jamie's show tomorrow night.
There you go.
And I've got a film and TV review on Saturday morning at 10:30 as well. So just look out for that.
I was watching a YouTube video the other day, Frank, and it was to do with the city of Liverpool, and you were in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, look at Frank. You were so young in it; it was mad. And I was just sitting there watching this history of this Liverpool, history of Liverpool. I was watching this so I watch a lot of videos to help me go to sleep at night because I find it hard to sleep.
Oh, thanks very much.
So, not like that. It was relaxing. And I was listening to this Liverpool history and I'm learning his history. And then a young Frank pops up. I was like, wow, Frank, this must have been 20 years ago. You look great.
It shows you know.
Taking us all around the docks and that and showing us all the sites and all that. It was great, man. It was fantastic.
Done a few of them, you know. But I was on these two lads, believe it or not, these two Romanians who came to deliver me telly today.
Oh, yeah.
We have seen you. We have seen you on telly. You know, well, he said TV. I said, really? He said, yes. Follow football, Scouse and English. I said, Scouse, not English, you mean? And he, yes, that's right, Scouse. And it's actually seen me. They were looking at me, you know, going,
there you go. There you go. Famous Frank there.
Oh, thank you. Listen to him. Still going. You being at that blue pills again, Frankie. This year. No, I haven't.
The old blue shoe.
Listen, everyone, get onto please get onto look at that. Yeah, you got some stick there, Jamie goes to sleep listening to Frank's romantic tone.
Yeah, his relaxing voice puts me asleep. What can I say?
So anyway, Jamie, I'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, mate. Sound.
Thank you. I've got to thank you. You know, it's been brilliant.
It's been good, man.
Brilliant, absolutely. Thank you, Jamie. And see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. And let's hope you'll have a good show.
Definitely, man. It'll be fun. See you like that.
Thank you. Thank you, chat. See you all. Bye now.